using. He punches at me, I'm using one hand to block, one hand to punch. You know, only in one hand at a time. He hits, and I go like this, and then I punch afterwards. And I want to try to get away from that a little bit. For one reason, if I go like this, he punches, I'm going 1, 2, he's doing 1. He's going 1, and I'm going 1, 2. So instead, we're going to use the whole motion, which is, go down, cross like this, punch, and then go that way. So he punches at me, my right hand is going to be the first that covers. So I cover, and then I bridge this way, and I kind of stick to his arm. By the way, the use of two hands at the same time, it's mitudi. It can refer to a specific posture, but it also refers to using both hands in concert. And that's what we want to do. We want to be using both hands at the same time. This hand will get there in time to do the initial cover, and then this one takes over and redirects. So if you watch the motion, if I start from a natural position, this motion automatically covers my entire body. I get my face, my groin, and then my midsection from the crossing of the two. So he punches, and I've covered everything, and I've adhered to his arm, and now I'm going to take that to the wrist, and I'm going to hit. If I hit in the midsection, this will usually cause a little bit of a bend, which can help for the next technique. But in this one, just so, because I'm going to be doing this on the outside too, and now when I pull this down, the midsection's kind of no longer a target. So instead, every time I'm going to be going into this area, whether it be the jaw, the throat, anything, even the neck. Because if you punch this right, this is always open, whether or not I'm on the inside or the outside. So anyways, I'm using both hands in concert at the same time. I'm trying to coordinate the motions of both hands, both being used in every technique. And you think about it in daily life, you don't do anything with one hand, the other hand sitting on your hip or whatever. You always are using both hands simultaneously. So anyways, he punches, I adhere, I stick, I trap, and I strike. The sticking is called muchimi, and it's very important because it gives me a proprioceptive. Okay, we're gonna edit that part. Okay, 3 punches. The stickiness is called muchimi, and it's very important because it gives me a proprioceptive awareness of where his different body parts are. I'm not looking at him, but I know his neck is going to be right here because I can feel the angle of his arm. I know that if I just follow that up, that his neck is here. I know that if I go like this, it's going to always be in his armpit. I don't have to see him because I can feel where his body position is. And this is very important in close combat. Something that's very interesting about this kind of kinesthetic feedback is that research has shown that not only is the sense of touch faster to react than your eyes, recent research has shown that visual information is actually processed in the brain faster if I also have kinesthetic feedback, which means that as long as I'm feeling him, I actually see faster, which is kind of bizarre, but it's a real thing. So visual information is also processed faster as long as I have this feeling. Here, I'll try to demonstrate this. Put your hand on mine right here. Oh, let's do it without it first. Okay, just put this hand right here and block when you see me move, okay? There you go. Okay. Now, yeah, almost too fast that time. See? I mean, it's weird. It just gives you, it can't be more than 1/8 of a second, but it's enough. It's enough to, at this range, it's hard to rely only on visual input. But if you're relying on touch and visual input, then you can function effectively. So that's why we want to always have some kind of point of contact with our partner. So anyways, I'm covering. This is called a parry pass because I'm parrying, and then I pass it to the next hand, and I strike, and now I'm going to go into this motion in the kata, which is just going to be an elbow wrench this way. So just this motion here again, a lot of times in kata you'll see these techniques. I'm pulling and pushing at the same time. I'm pulling with this hand and pushing with this hand. In this case, I'm pulling with this hand and pushing with this hand, like this. This arm comes out and applies pressure here. And the harder I pull on my wrist, the more he feels it in the joint. In fact, I don't even have to use this arm at all. I can just pull. Oh, sorry. But anyways, so the pull is just as important as the push. And that's called fichidi. When I pull with one hand to improve the other hand's technique, this is fichidi. And it means pulling hand, which is kind of redundant, but in any event. And also, anytime I'm pulling and hitting, I'm doing something to disturb his balance. And anytime that I have a hold of his hand, I'm controlling this hand, I know that this hand isn't going to be hitting me, so now I only have to worry about that hand. Another reason you want to do this is if he's punching, okay, if I just move it to the side, it's still obstructing me. So what I want to do is get it out of the way. I don't want this in my way when I'm striking. So anytime, when I want to do some kind of a technique that clears the path, and it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, anything that gets his hand down and out of the way is, a good thing.